You guys that know, you know what's going on here. There's things and stuff, and don't even act like you've never done it. What do you do with your hands? Tubers, welcome back. Thanks for coming back. I got to take a break on the comment for a minute. I've been too focused on it and stuff is piling up. So this is going to be all odds and ends, I guess, in this video. It's just going to be me trying to catch up on a few things. 875 things to do, but we're going to try and get through like maybe 4 this week. Hit that like and subscribe on the bottom down there right now, right at the beginning. Just hit it. It's free. Let's get after some stuff. We've got a list and I ain't got no time. Oh my gosh, the day is half done already. Can you guys even see my bench? I guess first things first is I gotta make some room. First little thing here. I'm not, nope, no, they don't even look at that. I don't get paid by that. I'm not a sponsor. Tool. I got this shrinker stretcher in from that place that's out east and has wood. I pulled it out of the box, and if you guys saw the Mercury video, I was going right to the limit of this stretcher, shrinker, depending which way you want it to swing. Right off the bat, I was pushing its limits. It's rated for up to 16 gauge. That's what I was doing right out of the gate. 1 inch wide jaw. I don't know if that's like the limit then. Like that's what they're saying the capacity is 16 gauge by 1 inch. I didn't actually read, but the lip I was doing was actually 2 inches, but after the bend and stuff, it was down 1 7/8. It did widen out a couple of spots, but I was trying to shrink that big lip. So I don't know exactly if it was my fault or if it just came that way, which I'd imagine, I don't know. I guess it could happen. This upper jaws for the shrinker, the actual jaws were fine. But then the part that it rides in, the part, edit that out. So these jaws, I can't now screenshot off. So these upper jaws, you can see they're split. They ride in this V groove. And you can see when you squeeze that jaw, this lever up here, when it squeezes down on there, it pushes those together, those lower jaws. And that's what shrinks the metal. Well, I did a lot of work to get those 2 panels to just get like a slight bend out of them. I was fighting with it. You guys saw I was actually even using a cheater bar on it because I wasn't getting no shrinkage action. I couldn't. It kind of okay worked, but for a panel that was like 18, 20 inches long that I was trying to get like just a small bend out of, I was doing it like 100 times doing it with the shrinker. Eventually it got there. I had to make even slits in the metal to get that bowl out of it. This upper die where it squeezes these lower dies together, this upper one, well, it is broke. You see that break in there in between? So when it was trying to shrink these jaws, all it was doing was pulling this upper one open and not actually doing any real shrinking on the metal. Only the bottom ones were maybe, which I don't know, I gotta look at those jaws too. Maybe that one's broke too. I didn't think so, no. So I don't know if this was shipped broken, or you see like it's a clean break, but then it's like shiny kind of. I don't know if it was shipped, like it was broken somehow and shipped that way, or if like instantly the first time I pushed down on the handle, and this would have been way before like I started using cheater bars, because resorted to cheater bars because it wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. I don't know if like that very first time it broke and then the whole time like I just didn't know or think about it or see it or whatever, and that's why I was fighting it the whole time. But I noticed in other people's videos and yeah, this is supposed to be one piece. Oh, so I was like, dang it, this thing is useless. This place from the east that has the woody, I let them know about it. I sent them they asked for a couple of pictures, and like 4 days later I got this package in the mail. I was like, all I need is the upper die. And look at, they sent an upper and lower die. The whole spiel. Oh yeah. Look at this bottom jaw is like a ground. It doesn't have a black finish. It's like ground shiny silver. So here's the jaws. You can see them lower and upper, and when you squeeze this down, you see how they'll squeeze together. Yeah, this upper one is solid yet. That's that one that's broken 2 pieces. Oh, look at that. The one they sent me. See, this one has a relief cut in it. And this new one, well, I guess there is a little bit of relief there, but it's nowhere near. Let me get this out of here. Get that old one back together there. You see that new one is nowhere near as far down relief cut in that middle. New one is a little bit thicker, or not as relief cut. Maybe that's more better. There's rust down in there already. Wow, what's going on, guys? Chain lube. Don't listen to me. I'm not a scientist, metallurgist. I'm not a lubologist. But what I have found, surfaces like this where you want something to slide. Oh, isn't that supposed to be? That's supposed to be round. So like in here, this shiny part is like almost domed over, and then also that shiny part is like flat, like it's got a lip. You hear that? And on the back it's got a lip, and this is rough. I wonder if this should be, the back of this is flat across, so you look across the surface of this lined up with that back, and I can't see because this screen is like 1.5 inches wide. You can kind of see how that's crowned over. I got a pretty soft belt on here. We're just gonna start out flat against the whole bottom side here, kind of. I'm not gonna push up here. I'm gonna be applying more pressure on the bottom where we actually want to grind, but we're gonna start out there so I can establish flat and then just rock it out. Just a couple of times. We just want to flatten this off, hopefully, and maybe round off this like really rough finish that they left here. That'll be much better. Let's go back and assembly bench. Put the spring in here. Up in this pocket. Hopefully you just, yeah, twist that block down. Nice. This is, okay, and not a sponsor as well. ARP, the Ultra Torque Fastener Assembly Lube. The ARP Molly Lube for slang, for street talk. Assembly Lube for ARP fasteners. There's studs, there are bolts. This stuff, you get it stuck on, it's like anti-seize. You get it on something and then it's not coming off. It just sticks to it. It stays where you put it. And then it is super, super ultra slippery, especially in situations like this where there's a lot of torque in a little area. That's what this is made for fasteners, screws, bolts, head bolts, main bolts, stuff that gets a lot of torque. They use this so you get an accurate torque reading on the torque wrench, because lubes, it's all, yeah, you get different numbers. Anyhow, this stuff, I have not found a single lube out there that is better than this for a sliding surface like this. It just works amazing. So we're gonna get this on the sliding surfaces. And that's all. I just want to just on the sliding surfaces, basically, of these dies. So there's the lower one. This would be the matching. This would be the lower jaws and the actual jaws that do the closing or gripping on the metal. And these are machined really nicely. That's a pretty nice ground surface there. You can see some machining lines in it yet, but Right, and this side goes down. I guess it doesn't matter, they just got to be opposite of each other, right? Right. Hopefully. There. Lower ones are in. And then something that it was not in it's not in the owner's manual, and it's something that's kind of an odd thing or a hard thing to find Googling on the internets, is these upper and lower jaws. There's a bigger one and a smaller one. Wider, bigger, wider, longer, wider. And you would kind of think that you would line these up, so like both big ones, upper and lower, would be on one side and the two smaller ones on the other side, so there's a gap there and you're squeezing that gap shut. No, that's wrong. You stagger them. So the upper wide die is over the top of the lower small or narrow die. So then when they close up, this gap gets closed up, so there's no like just free space for that metal to be floating out there and going like getting pushed off to one side or other. That helps keep the metal flat. It's weird, but that's what it is. And that's why they say you don't want to be closing these a lot without metal in there, is because those jaws against each other can wear each other out. But just to give you an idea of like what's happening there, it's actually gripping. Because metal isn't there, so they're gripping on each other and them stop in the middle here, so they're kind of stopping me from showing you the full spiel. But yeah, that's what they do. They just squeeze the metal together, and this stuff will stay in here forever. You'll tear this apart 10-15 years from now and there'll still be ARP lube in here. Oh, and this one only uses 4 bolts instead of 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. There's a little bit different design on this jaw set than the other one. I wonder if they had trouble with whatever company they were outsourcing to. And then adjusting these, I don't know. I think you want them pushed back as tight as you can get them, but that it still allows movement of the jaws. Right there. Pretty typical scenario here. You got a bend, 90-degree bend in a panel or something. A little goofy in the middle, yeah, but it's almost straight. So then you run one edge through here, and hopefully it's not straight anymore. Let's go right in the middle. Bug just flew right in my eye. I just got the handle in here, no cheater. We're gonna take her easy on her. I'm worried now about breaking another die. Take down the vise. An arc. Yeah, it's torque, and let's look at that. It's working. Sweet. That's pretty neat. That's done. What's next? Don't even know. Oh yeah. Okay. We got a pack. And coming through on this side too, a little bit. This is where the wheel, you can you gotta look close, but I'm not even gonna be able to show it on camera, but you can see there's like one little spot that's kind of polished out on the inside of these wheels where they come together and get welded from factory. They always crack there. Right where the crack is. Say no to crack. Alright, now you got both sides cut, so they're opened up where those cracks were. You cut the cracks out and then cut past the crack. Past the crack. We're gonna work that crack. Working. Good times. Clean? Looks clean. Welding buddy of mine came by and dropped off this tungsten, said give her a try for aluminum. So we're gonna give her a try for aluminum. Says it changed his life. We're gonna see. It's gonna change our lives. It might be a whole new lifestyle now after seeing this. So I'm gonna start up in the very head, the very inside edge where I stopped cutting. I'm gonna start there first and then work my way out. it was sharpened to a point and held up not too bad. Yeah, so I'm just about halfway on penetration there. That'll be perfect. I might open up this outside just a little bit, like another cut width, just so I'm 100% sure I'm getting that full penetration in that weld. That one was a little bit dirty. I think it's because of all these grooves on the inside here to grip I think that holds that rubber, and then yeah, it comes through. Even though I wire brushed a lot of it, still comes through. Starting from the inside again and working my way towards the south side lip. Just slowly backing off the amps and working that weld back and forth, back into itself there, just so it leaves that lip high, so he's got something to work with. He said just weld it up and leave it for him. He wants to work it out. See that or not? Full panel weld there. And a tungsten kind of held up okay. Yeah, we didn't have to go all the way across, so yeah, we just got those welded up all the way around. You'll be able to smooth out where you want smoothed out and fixed up. All right, on to the next one. What's next? What do we need? Gotta push record if you want video, I guess. Figure since I got the TIG welding sheen on, take a look at this. Ooh, there's treads. Oh, there's helicoil on those treads. Guy broke his, if you can't tell, guy broke his skeg off. Somehow, hit something, the road, the stump, the rock. I think it's doing it. I think it almost did it. Yup, it's doing it. It's doing the thing. We're almost there. There. Yeah, that's a factory helical. Well, that makes sense. You don't pull threads out of aluminum as easy then. And if you mess up a helical, well, you just pop it out and put a new one in. Well, we're gonna have to build a fin here, and that's a little bit more than the typical just end of the skeg breaking off. We got the hole here to contend with. Before we go welding and drilling and cutting and whatever we're doing with this hole down here, let me get a couple of measurements of it first. And it's easy to find the center of two bolt holes. Instead of trying to line any up with the center of the bolt, just measure off the one side of each bolt hole. So if you measure off to the left here, measure to the wall on the left here, and you get what that spacing is. 4.17, 4.18. I'm just gonna write that right there so then I don't lose that measurement in my mess. Where it's sheared off, there's little fragments that came off of there. So yeah, it was definitely a hard hit. Just peeled it right off. So we're gonna have to like draw a line, and we're gonna cut this straight and get rid of all that fragmented aluminum and junk in there, and then we'll have a straight edge to build off of. Right with this outside edge where that crack starts, we're gonna go right up flush with that, and then in a little ways, because there's a crack right here going in. We'll just talking to myself here. So I think right there. I'm gonna cut that bottom off that jagged edge. All right, I got that filleted right off. We gotta get this paint off, get it back at least an inch, because then we gotta V this, grind down this edge so it's thick. Do you actually need the big backer for pads? Or can you run them on a little one? I suppose it's just a floppier edge, but that's okay with me. Guy on the internet's some kind of, I forget, fabrication guy said run these 80 grit pads. They're good. They do things. Perfect for situations. We're gonna find out. Well, it's still holding together. Let's learn. Like smells like stir fry. I don't know what that is. Is that the paint or is that the disc? You say when you're grinding, you should grind towards what you're trying to clean. Otherwise, you go the other way, you take all that paint, all that crap, and you drag it towards the edge that you're wanting to weld. And I can see where the bigger backer would be nice if you want to really push on that edge, but I don't think it's really, I don't know if it's really needed. When you start welding on aluminum, if there's a crack in the aluminum, when you hit it with a TIG torch, that crack will open up a little bit before it closes up. And typically you can see where that crack goes way deeper than what you think it is. And then even when it looks like it's gone, still stress fracture could be way past that even. So this crack is going to be a ways. Quit jaw jacking. Always jaw jacking. It's like you're paid by the hour. What does it smell like?
Something burning.
Does it smell like a stir fry?
No.
Oh, and jerky.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. So just cleaning it up, I can see that crack already is way up to here. At least. If I start welding on it, I guarantee that crack is going to be even like another like quarter to a half inch further than what we actually see here now. Let me see if I can do a V on here. Sure enough, she does it. Look at that. That V. I just wiped a bunch of dirt in it. Isn't that awesome? And then we got to V this out. I think I'm gonna do that with something else. I get a feeling this is gonna get filled up instantly with aluminum, but I think yep, that'll be good. So I'm gonna go over this with a welder quick now, just to bring the impurities, figure out where this end of this crack is, and get this crack figured out and situated before I go and build this. Just barely till it's liquid. It's black in there. All that oil from the inside. Then I'm gonna go over it again. Still almost. I don't know if you guys can see those holes, that porosity in the cast. That's where all the impurities are. How that cast like soaks up oil. The only way to get it out is to bake it out with either melting it, welding, or I don't know. Yeah, I think that'll do. I don't know if you guys can see, there's like hardly any black around that, even in the weld now. Look, that's straight off the hop. You can see there's still a little bit of porosity there, but much cleaner, much better base now. And you can see how much I welded actually through it too. So we're, yeah, definitely 100% penetration there. You can tell by looking at it. This is one of the few times I change up filler rods from 43, 46, 40, 43. Change up from 40, 43 to 53, 56 for cast. That's a little bit harder or something. I don't know. It's better for cast. Just get that established and get some filler in. Let me get my CAD out. Cardboard aided design CAD. Okay, so line that up there. We gotta have at least a bolt. There's Mike.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. You know, that's one of the stupidest things I've seen, them leaving that stupid little strip of nothing.
So I goofed up here a bit. This looks pretty good, but it's not. It's too flat. I want to bring that out just a little bit. We got clearance to the prop here. I set this up. Quarter-inch below the prop. That should do. Outside of the line. And we leave all these measurements, all of this, a little proud. A little bit more than what we need. We can always grind it off. You guys probably can't even see. Right? Yep. Yep. It looks weird though. It's not. That'll, yep. It'll have to do because that's all I'm giving it. So if that doesn't do it, then it's gonna go in a scrap pile. Found some aluminum. Is that too thick? Oh, that's perfect. That'll twerk. We're gonna go with that right there. Okay, I'm just gonna go to the bandsaw and cut that real quick. Well, that was easy. I guess Lambton. Will it eat? Will it eat? We'd eat. We'd eat. This fin's supposed to get thinner towards the bottom here. We need most of its mass, at least half, 3/4 of this. And it's got a taper on the front leading edge here that we gotta do, where it thins down towards the outside here. So we gotta do that profile, and then the bottom is the same thing where it thins down as it goes down the bottom. Go over to the thingy. What's thingy? The thing you made. Belt grinder. No water. And a little bit heavier belt. This one. Can't even see, can you? All right, what do we got here? What do we got? Yeah. Not too shabby. I'll just hold her out, huh? Will there you? Yeah, that'll do. Doodah. Oh, we need a ground, it says. It says, hey, you got to hook up a ground. Be a trickery going into this. All right, then you fill it in with Bondo and you paint it, send it. $975. So I just saw this just now. This is a input or prop shaft and the bearing housing for it, and the upper mount. Oh yeah. Oh, look at. Well, that's not part of the mount anymore. That looks super porous. Is this even aluminum though? Maybe is this magnesium, this housing in here? Build this up for the bolt. Build it up. '80 grit flapper. Pretty new. I'm just gonna go across here and kind of form and make and sculpt this into a seamless line ish. Yeah, that's good. Now just work on yeah. This whole surface has to be flat and then playing with each other, so we're gonna have to set this up in the mill. Let's go over to the free mill. Now, how are we going to fixture this? That ain't gonna go in the vise. How we do? Fixturing this, getting this bolted down, set up on the mill. Another story. Oh yeah, I also wanted to point out that look how little the knee is to the ground, even with the new riser in. See, this is a prime example of why riser. You get a part in here, you got to stand it on end. It's already a foot tall, all jigged up. Plus you got to add a tool in here, and if you're doing drilling, like we're going to be drilling out that hole, it's got to go lower than this even yet before we can get a drill bit in there for drilling. So yeah, that's why riser. I think the taper's in pretty good shape in this mill too. It doesn't leave any marks on tooling, and looks like it's making good contact all the way around and full face. She's a good one. Wasn't even recording. I found a end mill. It's one of the bigger ones I got. I don't have a big assortment of end mills. It's got rounded edges on it a little bit. They're not just the tips. One of the flutes, one of the cutting edges is cracked. So there's that. Same thing right there. Perfect. Lock her down. Don't move it. Careful. Pulling as close as I can to my weld here. Make sure we're good this way. And it should almost tell me right off the bat now when I come this way. If it scrapes paint over here, it should be pretty well in line this way. And we're going to be doing 10, 20, 30, oh, 40, 50 thousandths on the first pass, because it's just going to be like a couple of peaks on his welds. And I'm just going to go around on it. Mill's already plugged in because a buddy of mine was looking at an exact, or almost, he was looking at a Bridgeport J-head, and I was on the phone with him telling him how to go through the machine, so I was standing in front of mine and going through the same things while I was telling him what to look for and what stuff. It's pretty neat. He's got it on a trailer. He's on his way home. So yeah, 50 thousandths, let's after it. What? More speed. More speed. That's good speed. And that rounded edge or cutting tip on that mill is really going to help right there, where it makes that transition from this bolt hole to the skeg on the bottom there.
That's
there.
good when you get aluminum in your eye. They can't take a magnet and get it out.
Yeah. I've gotten rust in the eye before, and I had to go in and they scooped it out, and then they had to go in there with a grinder and then a buffer. Like, they went through a few different tools and got it out, and yeah, never again. All right, that's perfect. Just excellent. Same plane as the rest of this surface. I don't want to take any material off the surface because we don't want his stack up of bearings and shims and everything that's original to this motor. We don't want that to change on him. We want him to be able to just assemble this, not have to worry about that. So we're gonna leave that right at that factory height. We still have this inside to do yet. I know, I didn't forget about it. I gotta drill that out. Is it blue? No. Kind of. 4.178. Dial in the drill bit on this hole and then count the cranks out, and hopefully this is set up this way right. I did kind of eyeballed it. Need old chuck. Okay, this is the drill bit that fits down super snug in this threaded hole. I think a guy stole a mail truck. That guy. Oh, he's a bitchin'. He was not having a good day. You could tell by the way that he was. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to hear it. He was bitching. So anyhow, this drill bit fits this, well, the inserted hole, the bolt hole, like perfect. So we're gonna center up the drill, the mill on this drill bit. Yep, crude. Let me go get a tapered one. Spotting drill. I can just hear you guys. spotting drill in there. We're gonna see if we can locate this hole. Okay, I got that pretty well centered up on that hole. But to get an idea if you are centered up on the hole, you can run the mill real quick and just touch off there. Just till it touches, and see it makes contact all the way around inside that hole. Can you see? Well, you can't see. So it makes contact all the way around in that hole. You're pretty well. You're within some measurement. A few thou, a couple of thou, some thou. You're within something. Okay, so we're centered over that hole. Now we know our distance. 4 inches, 0.178. So I'm gonna figure that out on the dial down here, and I'm gonna do that many turns, and we should be centered down here. 7, 8. Right there. It should be lined up over that. No, it's lined up over that line. Sure enough. Do you see it? Nope. The center line. Should be the center of the hole. This inside one is the inside of the hole. Like, that's how wide the hole is total, and then that is the center. That's lined up both ways, I think. Yeah. Should be good. Send it. Drill it. All right, since we got the spotter here, might as well spotter. And then I'll send the drill. Now we're gonna say that's it. Drill bit size for the helicoil part, the outside part. That's a 10 by 125. Quick and dirty. Find out the drill bit that you're going to need for a tap as well. I found a die. This is the opposite. Well, this is what the hole is going to be. And because this one already has a helicoil in it, so I can't measure the bigger outside diameter. Just find the drill bit that fits that die perfectly, and that should be your hole for your tap. Close to it. Close enough for what we're doing. Get out of there. Nope. Further down. Do I got any down left? A little bit. Alright, and if we're spot on, I should hit that little cavity that I left down there of the original hole. That's like way down in here. This drill bit should hit that spot on. There, okay, yeah, drill. Lube? No, aluminum. Slow it down just a little bit though. Yeah, we'll call that good. Tap, and I don't have a helicoil for that, no metric, and I'm assuming stainless because marine application, so we're gonna have to wait on that. But don't fit on that. I want that loose so spins instead of snaps off. What were we at now? I have not tapped with this machine yet, I don't think. Did I? I don't know. See how low we can go. Send that. Let's see how she does about that. And now I'm going to use a forward reverse switch. First time using that for tapping. Here we go. Nice. That seemed to work pretty slick. Good power too. She didn't bog down at all. Running really slow like that. Wow. Get it started. Let's see if we can just take off. Yup. I'm really liking this mill. I gotta vacuum that out. Awesome. Would you have a gander? So now, besides blowing this out, this is done. Yep, chamfered. You wanna see if it would focus? You could see how beautiful it is. But it's not focusing, that I can tell. As far as what I can do now, this one is, oh, we gotta grind this bottom. I forgot about that. We gotta go do that. Then it's done. Well, light. Gotta have light. Vacuum. Vacuum. Sucking through exhaust port so we can grind on this on the inside. This isn't where the seal rides. The seal rides way back up in there, because there's the exhaust port here yet. So this outer part of the housing, actually it's right here. You see there's a groove here, but there's no O-ring in it. This is just for keeping alignment on the back side here, supporting the rear bearing. The inside right here is the seal, the O-ring. He's gonna have to do a lot of cleaning for the oil chamber of the gears, and then the exhaust goes here and out here. Oh, I forgot. I think that's pretty good. We're gonna check. Okay. Nope. Nope. No blue transfer at all. She's all there yet. I think we're good. I think we can call this one. Yeah, this one is done. Onto the... Hey, well, I gotta clean up everything and on to the next thing. I think the radio is playing. This guy, spring tune-up. This is kind of a neat little deal. The guy took the pressure washer and took the wheels off and cut the handle off and stuck it on this little four-wheel cart that you pull by hand. Stuck it on there, and then he's got all these racks for intake hose. I think that's like 3/4 or 7/8 inch from the faucet to the pressure washer intake hose, and his high pressure hose and guns and stuff and whatnot's hanging all over, and inside he's got extra hose. It's kind of neat if you got room for stuff like that. We're doing an oil change, spark plug. Did I show you this? On the intake here, you had this, like the bottom of a Kool-Aid container, like that. No air cleaner or nothing inside filter, just that. I don't know. So got a new cover, new filter, actual filter, spark plug, all the usual stuff. Fuel filter. You know, the things. Rubber washer that goes on the inside of that. Right there. That brand new filter. After 14 miles of shrink wrap. Oh, and then a bag. Because the shrink wrap wasn't enough. So we got a pleated paper element inside and foam on the outside. Sealed washer on the top. Oh, nice. The only thing they don't give you is a nut. Where's the nut? I need a nut. 10 M&Ms. Because there's like a recess down in here for a nut, kind of. I don't know. We'll see. Let's go like this. Yeah, and the cover still goes down to that same spot. So yeah, must be two separate nuts. Oh, this was hanging out when you brought it too. Tighten that up. So that's probably good. And then this. And I'm assuming some kind of big knob that was on there. Oh my gosh, that's like perfect. This is actually this is steel backing with a rubber tapered gasket here. There's RVT on here. This is a valve cover gasket or valve cover washer for sealing up a valve cover, and that fits on there perfectly. Then we'll just have a nut on top. That'll have to do. Spark plug. I already pulled this original one out. I just wanted to see how old it was and how bad it was before I ordered a new one. Wow. And it looks probably original. Pretty rough inside. I don't know if that's showing up. And GKR BPR 6ES. Spanking new. That gap? Yep, that looks good. That rubber in there isn't rubbering anymore. Shadow washer. Alright. Plugs in. Oh, there's the oil that was in it. Yeah. I've seen worse. Okay. Oil. I picked up oil and helicoil. They found one. They had one. I was surprised. Can't find much for straight 30 weight anymore. So we're going with this. I don't know how much. Like that. Oh, I think we're over full. Where are all the little containers when you need a container? Oh, right here. I saw John on that Farmcraft? Yeah, Farmcraft 101. He's got a monster syringe, but his looks like every syringe I've ever seen when they get bigger, where they get sticky. And that's what this one is too. Like, it sticks and then it's hard to push and pull. I hate that. Especially the pull part. There. Now it's up to the bottom of the thread there. I think that's pretty good. We're gonna call that good. It's gonna be good. Air filter, I did fuel filter. Can't start it until we hook up water. I'm gonna make sure that works, but engine in maintenance should be done. Yeah, that should be ready to go. Oh, I did find or fill up the pump. It's got a little container you fill up with oil. I filled that up the other day as well. So this should be ready to go. And it was draining everything last year, so that should be all okay. He wanted just the engine gone through, and I already put fresh gas in here too. It's brand new. Oh yeah. Yep, smells like brand new gas. All right, I forgot where we were, but next. See what we got in here, a warmer airflow into this place. Yes, we need a warmer air. Alright, so we got this, I guess this factory is kind of weird. Flex plate, this is super common. You see the flex section broke, and actually it's, yeah, she gave her up. The stainless sleeve on the outside is good. The bellows, and the pipe is obviously good. I wonder if I can pull that back over the top and just weld her. I might just clean this up and buzz this for now. Get a couple of these, take some measurements, get them on order. They had hangers incorporated with stuff, because why not? Make it expensive. I think we're gonna weld this for now, take down some measurements and get these coming for permanent fix a little bit later. I pulled it back over the top already. We're gonna clean this up a little bit. Yeah, all that really happened is, I guess, this is stainless. Obviously you can tell by the way that it is. Typical stainless fashion, especially really thin stainless. Like this is super thin, these bellows. And they set them up in a joint where it flexes. well, it fatigues and cracks. It's not like it rusted out or anything funny like that, really. It just wiggle, 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 crack. Find a ground point on the part you are welding close by here. Don't go grounding off, you know, on the ECU case and then try to weld on the exhaust. It's not gonna be pretty, because even though I said it's not because of rust, there's still surface rust. She ain't gonna be pretty, but she'll hold. So we can get the right parts in. That looks freaking horrible. Welding like those 5-minute hack guys again. Yeah, whatever they use to crimp this on, there's like a little sleeve. That's what's fighting the weld. Oh, ugly. Don't even look at it. Start welding on the bellow side here and then drag the weld across that junk that they have in the middle and get to the better metal on the outside. It's the only way it's getting something. Like I said, it's temporary. Just permanently temporary. Man, does that look horrible. All those goobers on the bottom. Probably won't even show you guys this. That's on there, that's good enough for now. Can't cut off this. Hang. There. Monsters, 2-inch. Holy cow, all the powers. Get on to the next thing. We got a mile long stuff. Yeah, nice quiet. Can't see nothing. All the alarms are freaking out. Oh, that thing stinks. Yo, what's next? Oh yeah, I gotta do a sign. Then we gotta go back here. Forgot to push record. Oh, we got sign deal or something else. I just clicked the give me it button. Yeah, we're getting way too hot. I forgot about a couple of settings. Take 3. Go. Alright, where was I? Oh yeah. Stick it in. I'll just give it up. There she is. Letters are all on. Everything looks right. Make sure all the centers are out. Yeah. Oh, but it's a slag. Not too bad. All right. This is a surfacer, planer, grinder. I don't know. It's actually made for wood, but I never told it that, so it doesn't know. I think this will, yeah, that'll fit in there. This is the rough side, so this would be the back side. This is the worst side. I want to take off all the highs on this worst side first. So when I flip it over, it's perfectly flat on the bed here, and we get a nice ground out finish on the front for painting and stuff. I don't even know what this is set on. Let's show you go. This way. Feed. Like that. Sure. So there's a drum in here with sandpaper that spins, and this bed just pulls apart through. This is meant for, like I said, wood. Oh, this is, oh, down. It's not even touching it. And every time I send it through, I turn it in another direction. Go through this way. And we do this bunches and bunches of times. That's turning way faster than what it looks like in the stream, by the way. That'll do good enough. There's a couple of tips here yet, but I can sand those out a little bit. So like I said, this is all getting painted anyhow. And it's got back and forth pattern in it because, like I said I was going, if you wanted it just all one way, you would just get it flat like this and then just keep sending it through one way and you'll get all your lines one way. Works pretty slick for something that's not made for metal. All right, guys. This sign is done. I don't know if that comes across. That's the coloring. Yeah, that's done. I'm editing. This video is going out today. It's way past time. It's Monday. Lots going on. Just keep watching. Hit that like and subscribe button, please, if you want. You don't have to. But if you want to see more stuff, do it. It's free. You just gotta click it. Click. Easy. As you can see, there's a lot going on. Thank you guys for watching. Come back and see more stuff. Look at that's aluminum. Oh boy.